start out my channel, I'd like to start out with a poem or just scripture, if you would say, if you want to call it that. And it comes from one of my favorite figures in the Bible, which is Israel's third king, King Solomon. And the poem I'm reading for is from Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Now I can continue with it, but I'm just going to go up to 9 where it says, What profit hath he that worketh, and wherein he laboureth? As a Christian / nihilist of the orthodoxy, just the scripture and faith and all that good stuff, I want to offer an apologetic view towards what we believe as morality and just all kinds of arguments. Of course, this is going to be kind of an art-centered vlog, but I want to offer something of value if whether you're atheist, agnostic, pagan, or even Canadian. Just kidding if you're Canadian. I kind of want this to be just something of value to anybody and everywhere, and just a place open for discussion, a view into my life. This is more of a diary or a cataloging of my working or my sweat equity towards goals of my life. Oh, and if you're Canadian, I really don't care. I'm looking at you, Chris Jericho. Things you can look forward to on my channel would include my stand-up. I've been writing since I was in 8th grade. I just love stand-up. I think stand-up is one of comedy in general is just something that connects us as human beings. It wouldn't be funny if we didn't relate to a situation or we haven't experienced something within the narrative of a joke. Building the tension and setting up a person for a surprise at the end or an exposition, and then I felt that way before. I too have tripped on a grapefruit, or I know what it's like when you like a girl, you adore her, you've been eyeing her for a while, and then you have the impression that she kind of likes you back. So you build the courage up after 14 months. You say, you know what, I'm gonna ask her out because I had to wait because I didn't want people to get the wrong impression of us. You don't want to rush into anything like that. But then you're like, what's wrong with waiting another 6 months? If we're really gonna invest in this, we really want to be sure about our situation. A couple more endeavors I have in life is learning how to draw. Right now I'm kind of in this phase where I can't stop drawing butts to save my own life. I don't know. I think the buttocks is an interesting piece of work that God gave us all. Just like our body has the heart, which is like the powerhouse of the soul and the spirit, I think the butt is the powerhouse of our body. You've never seen anyone deadlift 400 pounds without solid buttocks. But here are some of my doodles / gesture drawings. I don't think art can ever be exhausted because I don't think our expression will ever be exhausted. I truly believe that we're made to create and worship, and we have eternal souls that we will be continually just creating and creating. It's insane when you look at the correlation between art and music. It's kind of like a milestone where we are as a humanity or as just a people. Look at the influence of art in other disciplines. Look at Einstein. It's been researched and referenced that Einstein was a pianist as well as the physicist that he was. He would use music as a channel to think outside of his box or his current train of thought and draw inspiration for new ideas. And if you look at jazz musicians like John Coltrane, he used physics as a way to kind of abstract a new way of playing jazz. Take a look at Giant Steps if you ever get the chance. I don't completely understand it, but that's just an example. Another facet to my life is music. I love music. We couldn't afford a violin or a French horn when I was a little kid. So it felt like a passion that was just denied to me at youth. But I love composers. I love Tchaikovsky, Mendelssohn, Chopin, Beethoven, Bach, Vivaldi. All those guys were just so great, and they just killed it. Some of my bigger influence too were Sega Genesis and Nintendo games. There were a lot of composers that come out of colleges or universities studying music, and they had the hardware of Nintendo and Sega to compose on, and it's incredible because they took a lot of the albums, progressive albums, experimental music, and used the hardware and their classical knowledge to compose on these systems. Here's some more of my gesture drawings. What I like about gestures is you gotta learn how to go with the flow. Just reading the body, and if you go quickly, you don't judge yourself like everything else that you do. Dang it, see. Just to kind of summarize and give you an overview, I just want to invite everyone to join me on this YouTube journey, or this journey of this season of my life, where I want to create as much possible, connect with as many people as possible, regardless of your orientation or background. I want to thank you for taking your time to invest in this video. I appreciate all the views and all the engagement. If this has been of any value to you, please like, share, subscribe, or even don't be afraid to comment. I'm pretty active on this channel, so if all else, some bad French, au revoir. Oh, and you get to listen to some awesome Debussy.